Hello and welcome back to my 7 days of rest challenge. If you are new here, my name is Phoebe Hart. I am a yoga teacher and a somatic practitioner and the founder of the Rest Space, an online membership platform with the intention to deepen our practice of rest and to tend to the parts of self that are needing a little bit of recognition and love. And for our 4th day in our 7 days of rest challenge today, we're actually going to be looking at emotional rest. So I think this is a type of rest that potentially, if like me, you are really into self-development or understanding your trauma or working through your feelings, I feel like if you're anyone who goes deep in that way, that potentially emotional rest is a practice that you will need to come to regularly in order to bring yourself back out from the depths of that sometimes and to bring yourself back into the here and now. Like all of our rest practices, you will notice that the aim is to be within the present, in the here and now, and to be within that, within self, within mind, within body, within our energy. So you'll see to my right here today, I have brought my journal, my planner, and today we're going to be moving into a little bit of a meditation / journaling self-care session together in order to drop into that gentle emotional rest that potentially some of you may be needing. So this is a practice that I come to regularly, like I say with most of them, but actually I do this every morning for about 10 minutes, just so that I can get everything out within my emotional landscape onto paper before the day starts. I call them my morning pages, and yeah, it just sets me up for a day where everything is then written into my diary, popped away in its own little container, the act of containment, and then I can go ahead with my day. So if you aren't prepped, then go and grab yourself a piece of paper, a journal, somewhere that you can keep all of your thoughts and emotions stored away in. And once you're ready, we will begin. So getting yourself comfortable in your space today, you can be seated like myself, you can be lying down, you can be on your bed, wherever you would like to free write with me. And we're first going to drop in just by taking that little scan around the space that we're in with our eyes. Perhaps you're starting your morning with this practice, or perhaps you're ending your day. And as you gently scan a room with your eyes, taking some slow, intentional breaths in and out through your nose. Starting to cool your energy back into the here and now. Any parts of you that are spread out still throughout your day, your interactions with other people, perhaps your dreams if you've been asleep. And as you continue to scan your space with your eyes, finding now a place to rest your eyes for a moment. And we'll take a clearing breath together here, in through the nose and out through the mouth. In your own time, dropping those eyes closed. And we're just going to start by noticing the chatter which is within our mind space. Letting our mind run free here with whatever story, experience, or emotion that it is ruminating over just for a moment, and observing what that is. Taking a couple more moments here just to let that mind run free as you witness anything that's recurring, coming through the mind multiple times. And then we're going to gently open our eyes, take hold of our journal, open it up to your next free page. And we're just going to spend 1 to 2 minutes here allowing ourselves to almost mind dump onto our page. That story, that recurring theme, whatever is being held onto in our mental landscape, out onto our paper, writing every single little detail that's coming through the mind onto your page. And we'll begin that now. And perhaps as you're writing, you're getting a sense of the emotional current that's moving through your thoughts. And I invite you just to write that down too. Speak to what your thoughts are themed around. And any extra details that comes with that. Taking another minute here to free write anything left within that trail of thought that was flowing through your mind space. Really letting everything spill out onto your page here, using this as a space to withdraw all of that and place it onto paper. Beautiful. And once you've rounded that off, just placing your journal out in front of you and coming back to eyes closed when you feel ready. And we're just going to pause and notice any subtle shifts within that mind space. Perhaps it feels a little lighter or a little better to have got it all out on paper. Perhaps there's still some remnants of that with you. And as we take our next deep inhale through our nose here, we're just going to breathe up into that mind. And as you exhale, sigh and release. We're going to now take our awareness into the body. And as we do this, we're going to just notice any area of the body that's jumping out to us sensation-wise. And again, we're just going to be a witness to, firstly, where this is in our body. Perhaps you want to place a hand onto the area of body where that sensation is present. And as you take your next couple breaths there, the same as if we were observing the mind, we're just going to observe this space now within the body, observe and describe for ourselves perhaps the texture, the temperature, the shape or the size of this sensation. perhaps its tempo, its speed of which it is, or moving. I'm going to invite you to take a couple breaths and any little movements you need into this part of the body before you open your eyes and we come back to our journaling again. And this time we're going to free write out about this sensation that is present within the body. So again, noticing the descriptive words that describe this experience that you're having in the body, or perhaps what your body is landing with here as you tune into it. And some prompts that really support me in this description is noting where in my body the sensation is, and then all of those describing words around the shape of the sensation, the size, perhaps the texture, the temperature, and also the way it's moving within me, the tempo. And if you already have the language of the nervous system within your repertoire, then you can perhaps describe where on that vagal ladder this sensation feels it is. And again, as you're writing, noting any emotional story or thread that is with this sensation, and allowing yourself to free write that out onto your page. And another last little part to this witnessing of this sensation is you could close your eyes and connect to this part of yourself that's shown up here within the body, and just ask it what it is either trying to express to you, or perhaps what it is needing from you. And just taking a moment to be with the sensation. Check in with that question of what are you trying to express, or what is it that you're needing? And again, allowing that to then flow out into your free writing in your journal. Taking another minute here to round that off again. And once you feel complete in that overspill of what was here within the body in the here and now, we're going to close the eyes down again. Take a breath in through the nose and out through the mouth as you witness that sensation and any subtle shifts that have come from acknowledging and free writing about the experience. Using your sigh as and when you need, and any little movements in the body. And then we're going to drop our awareness now beyond the mind, beyond the body, and into more of our energetic field. And for everyone, we connect to this a little bit differently. For you, it may be how you feel within your relational space. It may be a sense of how your overall being or soul is feeling. And for some people, it's more of that understanding of that part of self that is connected to all other living things. So some people often refer to this as spirit, source, God, nature. Firstly, just connecting on to what this space and the language of this space is for you. And as you drop your awareness into that space, again, finally, just as witness of this energetic space, noticing what's present here. And perhaps the mind or the body is still speaking louder than this space, and that's okay too. Seeing if you can allow those other spaces to just sit alongside as you connect lightly into this third space, energetic space. Seeing what you notice. And again, now in your own time, taking what you need to come to your journal. And we're going to free write around this space and what is present here for you. Seeing again, like we did with those other two spaces, perhaps the emotional thread that is running through into this space too, whether that be in a form of a story, a sensation, a language, or perhaps even imagery, and taking some time to spill that out into your writing and your journaling as well. And perhaps you're still writing, but if you're coming near to an end of that more soul, energetic spirit place, I just want you to now take your eyes through that whole page of your writing and just notice the story and the thread that has run through all those three different spaces. Perhaps there are similar themes that connect together. Perhaps there's a story of which your body is trying to communicate with you, or that your mind is creating that isn't in harmony with body or spirit. Perhaps it's just a whole page of randomness, and that's also okay. The point of this exercise is that you have this containment for whatever is moving through you and the different ways of which that is moving through you, whether that be through a story within the mind or through the language of sensation, or perhaps just this overall general sense of your being. And to round off this journaling session, we're just going to take a moment to pause in that witnessing of all three of those spaces sitting alongside one another. Taking a breath into your full living organism, your full being. And we'll take 3 of those breaths together with sighs out the mouth. Last one. And as you come to the bottom of your last sigh, we're going to finish off our journaling with some free writing about the full experience. So tying those 3 spaces together, perhaps almost like a summary of what you have witnessed within self. Taking one more moment to round that summary, that snapshot off. Placing your journal down in front of you, perhaps your pencil or pen to the side. And then we're just going to observe that page of writing, all of our present moment sensations, thoughts, feelings, being. And we're going to consciously now close that journal together. Allow all of that to be contained and sealed away into your journal, knowing that at any moment that you have any type of overwhelming state of emotion, that you can lean back into this practice. Like I said, I love to come to this first thing in the morning so that I can set myself up for my day with all of that already out, and if needed throughout my day, after another type of practice, I come back to this one almost as a space of emotional rest for myself, where I can put it all into a container and then come back into me, into this present moment. So I thank you for joining me for this day 4 rest practice. I would love to hear from you how you're finding it so far, or how you found this specific practice. Feel free to drop it in the comments below or to send me a personal message on Instagram. I love hearing from you guys. And I look forward to being joined by you again tomorrow for day 5. See you then. Thank you for joining me again for another day of rest. I invite you to go and give me a follow on Instagram at The Rest Space or at With Phoebe Hart to stay up to date with all news. If you are interested in joining the online membership, The Rest Space, then you can go to www.phoebehart.com/The Rest Space. of where you can find all information about what's to come and get yourself signed up to join us in our monthly membership of Rest.